Hello and welcome to the final episode of the season of the Sunny View Schools podcast made by students for students. I'm Albert Chavarría. As usual, I'll be your host for today. And today I'm really surrounded by a bunch of beautiful people. So let's do the rounds.
Hello, I'm Mr. McKean and I'm here again as, I guess, kind of a reoccurring host in a way, but for the final time.
My name's Elsa and I'm a Year 13 student.
I'm Grace, and I'm also a Year 13 student.
And I'm Thomas, and I'm also a Year 13 student.
And behind Mr. McKean is pretty much everybody that's taken part in all the podcasts. I think we're missing maybe a couple of people, specifically Erica, our video editor, who couldn't make it today. That's Ewan, Roy, Gabe, Elena, who's else? I need to kneel down a little bit. There's Hia, Violet. Who else is there? Mar and
Niels.
Niels. I know Niels. Just leaving me out on purpose. All right, so today's purpose is to pretty much talk about the podcast and a little recap of the year. It's been 11 episodes. This is the 11th. And we might have another one in store, a little extra one, but we don't know yet. So we're just going to recap the year, starting with Mr. McKean. What do you think, Mr. McKean?
It's been really fun, I think, to just kind of chat and talk about things that you wouldn't necessarily talk about. I've learnt a lot. But I wanted to ask our lovely group of Year 13 students here, is there something from the podcast you've enjoyed doing? Is there something you've learned? Something that, something from participating that you've enjoyed? What would you take away from this experience?
I think there's certain conversations that we've had. Like, I remember I wasn't speaking, it's one that you did, the multicultural backgrounds and stuff like that. Certain conversations where it's just kind of, it's fun and interesting to do because it gives you a way to reflect on something that you might not usually, to hear other people's opinions. So it's not necessarily that we're doing like these factual episodes or anything, but it's just kind of a way for us to dive into certain topics that interest us and that we want to kind of think about a little bit more deeply.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea that we have the option of like choosing topics, and like if we want to talk in them, we can. If I had more time, I would have definitely like beat it more. But yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy like listening to other people's advice and like opinions on different things.
And you were on a great episode.
Oh yeah.
Your episode was great about friendships, relationships, and situationships.
Yeah, that was really good. Because you get to listen to other people's experiences, and you learn your own, and like you learn yourself, and then you learn other people's, and it's great. It's really fun.
So, obviously we're coming to the end. What does Year 13 look like for you guys now? As in, at this stage of the year, what's happening? Like, how is life? Or is that a ridiculous question?
I'm drowning.
Drowning, right? Drowning. Why is that, Grace? Tell us.
May or may not know, A-levels are quite difficult.
Right.
And it's a nice experience, but it does definitely test your patience, I think.
Okay.
And I've learned that, like, you've got to be really patient. And
yes.
It's a nice experience, though.
But that's a good life skill, because patience, you've got to have it as you grow up as well, unfortunately. It's not something that will, disappear, that you will definitely still need it, unfortunately. But it's a good thing to practice now. That's, what school does. And Thomas and Elsa, what does Year 13 look like for you guys now?
I mean, I feel like it's one of the, either this or Year 12 was one of the best years I've had in Sunny View.
Oh, nice.
I think mainly because since we're such a small group, it's easy to like interact with each other. But it is still, again, like Year 13 is a lot of studying, and most of the time I either don't go out because I need to study or something including studying.
I mean, I think it's nice in the sense because now we finished all the content, so we can kind of just do our studying, which, I mean, it's a lot, but at the same time it's less hectic than when you're getting stuff still thrown at you all the time. But also I think it's just kind of, we're trying to kind of process the fact that it's all coming to an end, which is weird, especially after having been here for so long. Like, you know that it's happening, but you don't actually know.
Are you ready for school to end?
No.
No?
No. I've been thinking to myself, like, when I'm studying, I'll just like randomly have a thought thinking, oh my gosh, I have my last official day of class soon. And I'll be thinking that, like, oh my gosh, like, homework? What? Like, I'm thinking, it's the last time I was doing it, and then you think, oh wow.
That's true, you're all going on study leave tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow's the last
Officially?
day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the last day, so that's pretty much your last official day at school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must feel weird.
Yeah.
It does feel weird, but like for me, maybe not, because I'm still gonna be coming in some days.
Me too.
But it is definitely weird thinking about that we're never gonna be like in a full class again. But yeah, like how Mr. McKean was saying, I think for me, I am quite ready to leave school. I've never really like been one for going to school, but
In the first place.
so I kind of want to be out.
Yeah. And I think also because we have such a small bubble here, it's kind of what we always
Yeah.
say. It'll be very nice to just be open to more once we leave.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. I think that we've formed kind of like great groups here. And kind of like the closeness has been really nice to have, but you need to kind of get away from that at some point too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the community's definitely nice.
Yeah.
One thing I realised here in Sunnyview, like, the people are lovely, you know, and that's one thing that made it really enjoyable, apart from the studying, obviously. But it was really good. It was good.
And that's what you're going to remember. You're not necessarily in a couple of years' time going to remember the studying that you've been doing, or that. It'll be the moments and the people that you've been surrounded with and how you've got to where you are.
Yeah.
How you got to where you are now. So you guys have all participated in the podcast. Is there anything that you wish that you could have added to what you said, or participated, or any kind of comments that you wanted to show? Or if there's not an answer to that, if you were to participate in another podcast episode, what would you like to wax lyrical about?
I think I'd be interested in doing some more, because we've done mainly just like conversations where it's based on our own opinions and our own
Yeah.
experiences, but I think it would be really interesting to also do some where it's more like everyone who's coming to speak spend some time researching the topic a little bit before, so it's kind of more of an intellectual conversation. That
What
could
do
be
you
interesting.
mean?
Yeah.
This is a very intellectual.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Excuse
No, but I mean, like-
you, young lady.
Always looking a reason to study.
Right?
That's true.
That's true, and that hasn't changed ever since I've known Elsa either. No, okay.
I tell you what, in that respect, this podcast has worked out much better than I ever envisioned.
Yeah.
When we set it together, I thought we'd struggle to find conversations that were relatively intellectual and intelligent. You guys done an incredible job in that, so I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
No.
if we get it more intellectual.
No, but I don't mean like
Yeah.
more. No, I'm not saying that it's not been intellectual, but I just mean something where it's more kind of like an exercise for people who are doing it, where it's like everyone's trying to gain something from it in the sense that, I don't know, just more kind of like a. Just more in depth, you know?
Sometimes it's okay not to study, you know?
No.
Just take a break. Just sit back, take a break.
Okay.
How about
Go
you at the back?
outside.
You all
Yeah.
agree with that?
Because Elsa, you're changing that into.
You need to sit down, like, look at the trees, look at the birds. Touch grass. No study. Yeah. What? Oh, God. What else said? Touch grass.
Yeah.
What Violet said, sorry.
Yeah.
Violet, what'd you say?
I said touch grass.
Touch grass.
Just
She needs to get outside, be at one with nature. Okay, so Elsa's idea there. Okay.
It was a flop, clearly.
But then that.
Instantly
cancelled.
That's for the year 12. Speaking of year 12, there's no year 12s here today. We've had quite a few taking
sorry,
taking
don't
part
worry.
in our podcast.
We don't need
right?
them. Come on.
We're missing Sophia. We're missing who else?
Selena.
Selena.
Rania has
Emily.
Rania has participated.
I feel like it would have made sense if it was just year 13s,
Prem.
since it's just the last.
Since we're just best.
Exactly. I kind of only
That's
asked
fair.
year
That makes
13s because I
sense.
thought it was like our graduation
The
thing.
swan song, almost.
They've got much more opportunity to do this, we don't, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. That makes sense.
Okay, so what advice would you give them for participating on the podcast? Because they've got to take on this baby next year, you know, and we're not going to be here. So,
Ooh.
what advice would you give them?
I'll just say talk about what you like and what you're interested in, because when we've been trying to get them involved, they're kind of hesitant to say yes.
Right.
And it's like they don't think everyone has topics that they could talk about and that they talk about with their friends already.
Right.
But I don't think that they believe that they're topics that are worth talking about. So my advice would just be to go for it.
Just waffle.
That's all
Yeah,
we've done.
yeah.
We've done, what was it, like the relationships one?
Yeah, situation, relationships, and friendships.
Like it can be anything. We've
that
done
was great.
gaming. We've done.
Yeah, you
it
can do
could just be
anything
at all.
I mean,
Okay. Okay.
just waffle at the end of the day. Like, it's not just yap.
right.
What makes a good teacher? I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was. I had some good takeaways from that. Actually, it was quite useful. You know, went back to study.
That's true.
You know, it was very useful for me. I think for sure, and also like having that opportunity to talk to you guys in a different format, not necessarily in the classroom. I think that kind of breaks down barriers in a
Yeah.
certain way. You know, I've seen different sides to you guys. But I think from the vibes that I'm getting, if I'm allowed to use that word, if I'm not too old, that you guys kind of want to shoot the breeze on and talk about your experiences year 13, or kind of your memories, or kind of take a walk down memory lane. So let's do that.
And we can invite audience members to the microphones.
The idea of today's podcast is that our lovely audience behind us, I think this is the biggest audience we've had, right?
Yeah. Biggest room as well. So
yes, well, that helps. That does help. Yeah, we are in the library annex again today, which was, again, one of my favourite places in the school. And we want to invite some of our audience to come and jump in and share. So, would any of you like to start to share some experiences? Let's start with the people who are already headphoned up. Anything you'd like to share about your time year 13 or at school, or, you know, you've got the floor.
I mean, I think Rome was quite a good highlight.
hang on there. Careful with what you say.
Where are you taking this?
That was a fever dream. That was something else. It doesn't seem real sometimes.
So Rome was your trip in year 12, your excursion abroad, your cultural and historical excursion abroad, shall we say?
I have to wonder sometimes how I got in that position. It's like, wow.
Oh.
It was good. It was good. It was good.
Why, Thomas? You said
why?
Rome specifically.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like a time where we all just kind of let ourselves, like, we didn't care about school anymore. Like, we stopped. It was just right after mocks, and so we were all kind of really relaxed. And it was something that I don't think many of us have done before. At least I haven't. And I feel like it would have been nice having had a trip like that this year. But not having had that, I feel like it really made it a really cool experience.
It made us miss that one more.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. No. I can see why, because again, it's like all of you guys in an environment all together, and you're making the most out of it, right? And plus post mocks as well, it's kind of that collective sigh of relief. Like, okay, we're done for a while. Okay, so Rome. I don't think I want to go too much into that, because I'm slightly worried. You know, I'm slightly worried. And again, we are a respectable podcast, going out to listeners everywhere.
It was a very respectable trip.
Good. That's exactly what I want to hear. You are accompanied by our lovely head teacher, Miss Midmer, and chemistry teacher, Mr. Delchambre.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm sure they could give us an insight into that if we wanted.
Yeah.
All right. More experiences, more things that you want to talk about, or particular memory, or something that has been prominent for you. Again, the floor is yours. Take it.
I know a more recent one, which we
Go for it.
Go.
Jumping in the pool.
Jumping in the pool.
Fully clothed. Completely. I got absolutely peer pressure, which I will never forgive Violet and Adrian, who is not here. Never forgive them for that. We all got peer pressured into the pool.
So why were you jumping in the pool in the first place? Well, how did this come about?
It was the graduation video that we were filming. And we had like a water balloon fight, and I think Niels was like the original one that was gonna jump in.
Yeah, it was going to be just Niels. He was going to do it. So we were filming for our graduation video. And for the final scene, it was going to be everyone kind of just sings the last line together. And then Niels in the background was just going to belly flop into the pool by himself. And then we all ended up joining him.
I remember turning around. Niels was there. I remember turning around and looking back, and everyone's in a line at the pool. I'm like, what's going on here? Oh my god.
Fully clothed, all of us.
Everyone was already super wet.
Yeah.
My hair, which I had done the day before, was absolutely soaked. Thanks to Gabe.
No.
So I don't know whose idea it was, but I just remember Lenny and I were like, let's just jump in the pool. We're fully wet already. And then I told Violet, jump in with us, and then you convinced Adriana, and it was just like a domino.
It was.
But the vibes were so...
Exactly.
They were so good that even Adriana wanted to jump in.
True.
It wasn't planned, but the vibes were so good, we were like, let's just do it. It was amazing.
It was crazy.
I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. I had cake.
It's going to be very good. Sir, can you tell us about your experience with getting cake smeared down your face?
Yeah.
I honestly, you know what? A lot of it didn't end up staying on my face, which I was grateful for. But I got home later and I found a chunk of cake in my hair. I had been to the doctors, to the pharmacy. Before that, I had met a parent on the way home, and I'm I must have just had chocolate cake, which was really nice, by the way, Ma. Thank you for the cake. I did get a normal slice after, but yeah, I don't know. There's not many students that I would have or ask me to have cake thrown in my face for a video. So you guys are pretty special, in more ways than one. But it was interesting again. So that's why I'm really curious to see what the final product looks like in graduation, which is the 21st of June.
I believe so.
Yeah, 21st of June. So by that point, you guys will all be done.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll all be done.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I know. For me, it's really strange. Like, because I started the school with you guys as my as my form group and everything. So seeing you guys grow up, it's kind of like one. It makes me feel old, which I don't like. But that's a fact of life. You can't get over that. But then on the other hand, it's kind of amazing to see how you've grown and how you've learnt things. And some of you have made mistakes, but then you've grown from them and you've kind of thought, okay, this is a fact of life. So I don't know. I think that's really important. Is there anything over your time here that has particularly marked your time here, or something that will always stay with you? I know you can now see everyone looking off into the distance, eyes up and everything.
I mean, for me, it's been the free periods. I love learning, it's great, but the free periods have been a lot.
Tell
Like,
the
they've
school,
been
why
great.
don't you?
Wow, great.
No, okay, the free periods have been funny. They've been good.
They have been productive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
And just when Miss Cassie's constantly just coming to tell us off, it's like,
I think
I'll never forget it,
Miss Cassidy, a
She should be
brilliant member of
I'll
our team.
really miss her. She's
Brilliant member
I bet she's
of our
gonna miss
team.
us.
I'm sure she will. Our lovely sixth form supervisor who keeps everyone in check and making sure that everyone is studying, which, at this point.
It must be like muscle memory by now, the amount of time she has to do it for us. Coming out, guys, please stop, you're too loud.
Yeah.
It's going to be a reflex soon.
She's fantastic. Any other memories?
I think one thing that'll stick with me, and Violet, I think you'll probably agree.
Thanks.
Just like, oh wait, I can't look that way and speak.
Shall I come over there?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Hello, Violet.
This is Violet, everyone.
No, I was just gonna say our time in drama and like all the funny goofiness that we get up to. Because drama is such a strange subject and no one understands except for the people in drama.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Sorry, I had a weird stance going on. Yeah.
Even just now, for example, the dance that we're having to do.
Yeah, we're doing an ancient Greek sort of rewrite on read sort of direction.
With
Yeah.
Gabe's choice of song. Gabe doesn't do drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
It shows the song "Hips Don't Lie" for us that we have to like implement the ancient Greek lyrics into.
Wow.
And we've got a dance. It's tech drama.
Wow.
Drama's an amazing subject.
Wow. Yeah, we'd love to get more people signing up to do drama.
Can I
Yes.
say something?
Yeah.
Oh, scoop from Violet here, guys.
Well, no, I just wanted to say I came to the school after lockdown when I was 14, and obviously I'm leaving when I'm 18. And I just think, those sort of those final years are kind of very sort of pivotal when you grow up, and I don't think I would have been so well-rounded if I hadn't moved after COVID to Sunnyview. So that's what I would like to say.
Yay. Aw.
Thank you, Violet.
Oh, that's really sweet. It's really sweet. See, that's a nice memory. No, that's really lovely. Would anyone like to build on those or anything else? Again, we don't have to
Mar?
turn this into a soppy.
I think Mar wants to say something.
I think she does.
Can you hear
Mar?
me from here? Or should I
Yeah, no, we
You
can
come
hear you.
closer.
Come closer.
No, stay over there. I'm joking.
I just want to say, adding to what Violet said, how special Sunnyview is, and I really feel this like with the bottom of my heart. Like, I know a lot of people here aren't religious, but at night, gratitude is something you can practice even if you're not religious. And I just think about how special this school is, how we're such few people and we all get along with each other. Yeah, I'm thinking of one person
Don't
that
cry.
maybe not, but everyone else, is very kind and supportive, and I trust them so much. It feels like, I was telling my mom, it really does feel like a little family, like cousins, and I really do feel this way. I think about the people I'm going to be going to college with, who were in schools with like 300 people per year, and I just really think that nothing beats this. We have a pool. I studied and I can see like the sea, which is like insane when I actually think about it and how few people get this chance. So
Yeah, it's
that's all I
good.
have to say about Sunnyview.
Good to know.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Being in such a small, like, year group is always like it seemed better to me.
Yeah.
Like when I was in England, I think there was about 2,000 in school in total.
Right.
A few hundred in my year group, and it's not nice. It's a cold environment. When you come here, it's like everyone knows each other, everyone's taking the mick out of everyone, and it's great.
Yeah.
And obviously being nice.
No, I mean, even as a teacher, like particularly A-level, that's really one of the reasons I like teaching A-level, because of those smaller classes, because you can really reach and really have those kind of deeper conversations, and I think I get a lot further with the content, and I get a lot further into, you know, the actual learning. I think it's much more effective, and that's such a pro. But then as well, on the flip side, which is just as important, you get to know the students as people, you know, again, and I think we kind of forget sometimes that, you know, you guys are people. Like, I'm sure you forget your teachers or the other staff members are other people that have lives outside too, whereas I think here those lines, and you know, it's easy to see through them, which is better, I think, for the learning outcomes, and just kind of, you know, generally being nice people, which I think is something, particularly nowadays, everyone is something that's lost. The students here are incredibly polite and kind.
True.
And that's something that you can't, you know, manners cost nothing, and at the end of the day, that's something you can't pay for, and the students here still have that, and that to me, that's really important, I'd say, for sure.
I think it's been one of the good things of this podcast. See the students in a different light. At least not for us, but for everybody else, because you guys behave like normal adults in this podcast. You don't behave like students. You're not expected to behave like students, so you don't. No. And I think that's an eye opener for anybody that might be watching this, that thinks that you are maybe not as mature as you are. I always think twice.
Yeah.
These guys are proper people. They're not just little students that that don't know what to do.
Yeah, the future's bright. The future's bright. Okay, so we have been talking about memories. Is there anyone in particular you want to give thanks to? Is there anyone or is there a particular moment that you want to kind of bring up? Are we going into the unleashed side yet, Albert, or are we gonna maybe give a teaser, but not too much if there is
maybe
another
a teaser? I think
we can give a teaser.
I think we should have one final podcast when you've all graduated, when you really have nothing to lose, where you can give the school I mean, it's really easy to say the good things. Thankfully here it's easy to talk about the good things at Centerview School, because there's a lot, but there's also some bad things, and I think it's better if you say those bad things and you give the constructive criticism. Always constructive, please.
Yes.
In when you know that you're not coming back, so that it's always easier to. But if you want to talk about something like that now, go for it. Yeah. This is your podcast. It's
and that's open.
The premise is freedom.
The audience as well. You know, we can rotate people in and out.
Yeah. Does anyone want to
jump in for this moment? Anyone want to drop a shocker of a news story? You know. You heard it here first on the Sunday podcast.
I think we should make Kia's incident known.
Kia's incident.
I don't know this.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Wait, yeah. Let's tell
that. That one. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, you're not going to experience either. The ketchup incident, you're sick.
Yeah, you and this ketchup thing. It was you all along, Ewan.
Wait, can I know about this ketchup?
Okay, so shall we start with ketchup then, because it's further back in time, and then we prepare here for. So, from what I've heard, let's get some background story. There was somebody that put ketchup packets, the little packets, in someone's bag, and then couldn't find them, and nobody admitted it to doing it.
Yeah, I
Wait, you have to explain what the ketchup does.
Right. So, what do you mean what the ketchup does? It stains.
Yeah.
It's
pretty burgers.
So someone put ketchup in someone's bag.
The idea is that you put the packs in, right?
Yeah.
And then it makes it explode, so everything gets covered in ketchup. Right?
That is awful. No, guys.
That's really good.
That is not Sunny View. Okay. And then, but I need to know a bit more of the ins and outs. Why is this so scandalous? Let's.
Okay.
Hello,
my name is Ewan. I've been on the podcast before to talk about video games with Roy. Everyone's talking about the ketchup incident, which was basically like. Yeah, they all call it iconic, but it's like the lowest moment of my life. Like, I've never done something so embarrassing in my life before. Like, it was in like year 7. Year 6? Okay, yeah. So year 6, I had a classmate, and we got into like a bit of a bickering fight, and I thought it would be really, really funny if I took a ketchup packet and stuck it in his bag. But I did not expect the ketchup packet to explode and it got everywhere. Okay, yeah, that's a lie.
Whose backpack?
Wow.
Undisclosed.
Oh, okay.
Undisclosed. Yeah, we can tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, and the ketchup exploded, and when bro pulled out like his books, and he was.
Okay. We've taught you to speak very well here, as we can see.
Sorry. When the gentleman took out his we could see that like everything was covered in red, and I was like. No. The funny thing was, I told like one of my friends back then, like we were there inside the cupboard where we kept our bags, and I was like, bro, this is gonna be so funny. And he was like, yeah, go do it. And he just looked at me, and I knew I was like completely screwed because the teacher was like, right, who's done this?
But then did you get found out in that particular moment? Like, why has it kind of continued all the way up to year 13 now?
Oh yeah, because I like admitted to it because I felt like really bad.
Nah.
I did admit to it.
There was an investigation before he admitted to it.
I wasn't going to say, oh right, yeah, it was me. I was thinking that, yeah.
There was a month that no one knew who it was. It was a big question mark. Miss Stalker took us all outside. She sat us down in a circle, and she said, whoever did this, please just admit it. Like, do the right thing, step forward. You did do the right thing.
Yeah, I did do the right thing.
But there was
some time. Yeah, there was some time.
Oh my god.
Here's a question. After doing the right thing,
yeah,
did you still get your butt kicked?
Sorry?
After doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Did you get a detention or something?
I had to write an apology letter to the child.
So lesson learned about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Just don't.
The funny thing was, this is not the funny part. This is just the embarrassing part, which is funny to my friends, but it's not so funny to me.
Right.
The really funny thing part was like the following week when I finally like owned up to it. I got my books covered in ketchup as well, and like it was completely crazy. Yeah, it was completely crazy because I'm pretty sure it wasn't me who like spiked myself because that's a bit stupid.
Right.
But we never found out who did it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we never found out.
New Senegal scandal, ketchup gate.
Ketchup gate. I know.
It's a new thing now.
Everybody was telling me like, oh,
right.
you just put that in your bag to like make yourself look like the victim or whatever. But I promise it wasn't me, and everybody was like, nah, it was you. I felt super bad. This is why everyone's bringing it up. Yeah.
Wow. So if anyone has any information on who put ketchup in Ewan's bag, now would be the time to come forward. Ewan has obviously paid for his sins of putting ketchup in his classmate's bag and remembers it till this day. From year 6 to year 13, and potentially one of the scandals from this year involving our lovely student here, which I think within my department we were all incredibly shocked.
Yeah, it was very funny.
It was
Mr. Edwards especially.
Yeah, it was incredibly shocking. Here, could you please come forward?
Tell your story.
Tell your story.
Your story of sobriety.
I was there. I was there, so I could like.
He is true.
She was sitting right next to me.
I helped her.
So
I should actually no. I should have.
Why don't you tell it?
Sorry.
Okay, scooch over, Ted. So we always go to the shop during break time, and I decided to get a casera, and usually I have a picture of this, that the packaging next to each other, they are very similar. And I always, when I go to restaurants, I get the 0% tinto de verano casera.
See where this is heading.
And so I saw it in the shop. I was like, oh, okay, I want this. And I wasn't supposed to be in school that week. I had that week off to study for a university exam. So I came in and it was Friday. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to get this because I like it. I took it to school and I was sitting next to Miss Casti. And she's like, here, doesn't that usually have alcohol? I'm like, nah, it probably like it doesn't. Like I always get this. And so then we both check it and we're like, oh.
And I checked it.
Oh, yeah. And we checked, it was like, oh, okay. So that's pretty. Why is there so much noise behind me? Guys, let her explain herself. Just let her explain. So then threw it away, and that was that. After school detention.
After school detention.
But did you drink it or not?
No. I had like a sip, but it
So
was
you
like I
did
was.
drink it?
Oh, here promoting alcoholism in school.
I opened the can. Am I just gonna open it, leave it there?
Wait, so it was an accident that you got the...
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. Let me just.
Do we feel that it was an accident?
I mean, from
I don't
the
know.
I have a photo.
from the packaging, I do know that there's like a big fat 0% on it of alcohol.
And here you're an intelligent girl. Like, I'm surprised. This was shocking.
The only difference in the packaging is the blue on there.
That's quite a big difference, though.
That is a big difference.
It really
And the
is.
fact that it says 0%. You know, as your English teacher who we read a lot, you know, that's slightly worrying.
I would much rather read Handmaid's Tale than a package of Tinto.
Well, but then Handmaid's Tale is not going to get you a detention.
Oh wow, I had fun in there. It was great.
Sorry, it was a hard day, right? Just needed a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just need a little
day
bit.
after. I need
A little pick-me-up.
Just to wash the pain away, right? Of course. Sorry, we understand.
So, for those of you that want
little
to...
alcoholic.
Whoa, Grace.
Joking. No alcohol.
That's fine, we're all friends here. It's fine. Okay, so
Alcohol's fine.
for those of you wanting to come back once you guys have graduated, that was just a snippet of what you could be hearing from our lovely Year 13 students who do not have any shame about selling each other out.
Oh, so we're not going to go around and expose everyone now?
Everyone, it should be kind of Year 13 exposed, I suppose. All right, so
Please no.
let's move on to... Don't worry. Let's move on to something then a little bit nicer. Is there anything that you kind of want to bring back to Mar's idea of gratitude? Is there any gratitude that you want to show to your fellow classmates or something else? Obviously, you were very lovely about school. We have a hand up from Roy. Here comes our lovely student Roy.
Hola, Pisha.
Oh,
That's Spanish for what's up, dude. Yeah.
wow.
Is there a reason for that, Roy?
I'm very grateful of my chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
Aww.
If it wasn't for him, I would have dropped chemistry for year 13.
Let's hope he sees this.
Yeah.
He teaches me very well, and he is also very funny unintentionally.
That's great.
Wow. So that's Mr. Del Chambra, right? Yes, Mr. Del Chambra. So hopefully he's listening or watching, because you can watch and listen to this podcast.
I hope he do not watch what I say next.
Oh.
Okay.
Every time he, like I ask him a question, he'll be like, and everyone who's being in his class would know that, and I think it's very funny. And I'm very mean.
Why are they all cracking up?
And I'm very mean for doing that in physics class, but I don't feel very guilty because Miss Brown do it with us.
Miss Brown. Wow. So you
it's
also
friendly.
exposed Miss Brown, Miss Physics Brown, to, you know. Wow.
Maybe I should have said this later, not today, but
You'll be
I
all
found
right.
it very funny.
I'm sure he'll be fine. But thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you. You seem to have left some of our audience members in stitches. So thank you for that.
Yes.
All right. So great gratitude for Mr. Del Chambra there.
Yeah. I was gonna say that all of you are my partner in crime.
Oh,
that's cute.
that's lovely. That is very sweet.
I would like to say that I'm grateful for Roy because he's always brought laughter to the classroom, like today. So I'm very grateful for Roy and his just like natural Roy also being unintentionally funny.
That's true. I remember he used to sign his exams Roy the Smart Boy.
Oh yeah.
Which for a while was, you know, that was his signature. It's
manifesting.
Yeah, here we are once again, reliving those moments. Okay, so got some lovely gratitude there. Would anybody from the audience like to come up and share a moment, some gratitude, something in particular, you know, before we move on?
Elena's rising.
Elena
has risen.
she's here.
Elena's approaching.
This is Elena, who has been on a couple of our podcasts now.
Hello, Elena.
Well, I'm grateful for everyone here, I think. No.
Okay, See you later, but thanks, bye.
Okay, so take 2. Here is Elena, who's been on a couple of our podcasts.
I'm grateful for everyone here and also my teachers. Like, I think they've made the school experience very enjoyable. I'm very grateful for Marianne and Hia, who have made my like 6 years or 7, I don't know how long I've been here, very enjoyable, and I will always remember like us screaming at lunchtime because we're playing Roblox and something scary or something, and exactly, because Marianne has a Trump shirt and I have a Boris Johnson shirt, and then we just like kind of bully people on Roblox. It's really funny.
Right.
But respect, kindness, alright? What's the 3 R's?
Be ready, respectful, and responsible.
That's what everyone should do. But I think everyone here has made the environment really nice, and I'm just grateful for everyone here. So thank you.
Sounds like graduation speeches.
I know, right?
We have to practice.
This is the practice for graduation speeches. Again, graduation the 21st of June. Oof. I know. Have you all got what you're going to wear?
No.
Yes.
No.
I still don't.
But what about you? Because you're going to be, in the audience there.
I'm working.
You're working?
Yeah.
But are you not?
Gibbs allowed me to work.
He's allowed you to work.
I'll be working behind the camera, so I'll be zooming in on him.
Yeah.
I'm proud to
If you must. If you must.
So I'll just be wearing work clothes, pretty much.
Well, still, most important thing is you'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
And it'll be a lovely
I will
event.
be there.
Lovely
Well,
event.
for me, it's a special one because a lot of you I've known since you started at school, like when you were 3 years old. I'm not going to say I've changed your nappies, but almost. Almost. There's a couple of you, they're not here, but there's a couple that I've known since they were babies.
Wow.
Because we're friends with their parents before they started at Sunnyview School.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a special one. It's a special one. Gonna miss you guys.
Yeah. It's the end of an era, right? It's an end of an era, right? You're moving on to bigger and better things. Bigger and better things. Okay.
Can I say one thing?
You can.
I don't want to give the full speech because obviously that's for graduation, but just like everyone was saying, grateful for the teachers, for everyone here, and everyone here who's not here today. But yeah, just for creating the Sunnyview space that we've grown up in and making it feel like a safe space. I've never felt threatened by school has never seemed like an incident.
I'm very glad.
If the ketchup story is the worst we got to tell, this is definitely.
No, but I feel like it's a privilege to have grown up in an environment and to have grown up in a school environment where coming to school has never felt threatening, because everyone's all even the teachers, students and teachers, everyone wants to help and no one's competing with you, or I don't know. It's felt like it's easy to come to school.
Yeah. No one's threatening you, right, when you come to school. What? No one's threatening you when you come to school.
No, but that's nice. That it's kind of, and you get that from the students. You kind of get that, as much as what Thomas said is true, there are some of you that are you're kind of at school because you have to. But this is not a bad place to be, right? This is a great place to be. And if you have to be here, being here is, that's pretty cool.
It's all right. It's good.
It's fine.
It's good.
Okay, we're coming to the end. I think we've got about 3 minutes left before we have to call it a day for today's podcast. But I was wondering if you could give some advice to future students. You guys are now at the top of the mountain and are about to embark on whatever comes next, whatever exciting chapters comes next. What advice would you give to students younger than you? I know.
Specifically at Sunnyview?
Oh, we've got some people in the audience. We've got Ewan and Roy. I'm slightly concerned.
Yeah.
I'm slightly concerned.
Hello, you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Hello, I'm going to give a bit more serious advice because I know Roy's going to say something that I want to say. But, I'll leave that to him. The serious advice is, if you want to do something and you know you want to do something, just do it. Don't think about what other people tell you to do. Right? Yeah,
Preach.
I think everyone should agree with that.
Yeah.
And the subjects that you choose have to align with that. Don't choose subjects just because it's easy. Choose subjects, follow through with it. It's your passion. You've got to follow through with it. And don't bite off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
That is a very good one.
Don't take 5 subjects, 6 subjects. That's crazy. Just take 3 or 4. Like me.
Yeah.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. And we believe in you. You can do this.
Yeah. All right. That was great advice. Okay, and now Roy.
Okay, I was gonna say that when they tell you it's study period, it's actually study period. I was also gonna say that for those of you who study English, if you have AJ as your teacher, you're very lucky.
Oh, Roy, that's very sweet.
All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end. Oh, wait, no, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Okay, I was gonna say that you have to choose STEM because it's. I'm sorry.
Objection. Don't choose them.
It's not objection. It's a factual statement.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. History for the win.
That's
history.
Opinion presented as fact, but we have come to the end today.
Yes, we have.
And we'll hand you back to our lovely host, Albert, to round this up.
I reckon just to say goodbye. This has been a great season. This is season 1 of many, we hope. But it's up to our year 12s now. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. The year 13s, you've done an incredible job, much better than I ever would have expected this to work out.
Better than us.
Thank you to Mr. McKean for hosting every episode.
Well, yeah, but you stepped in for me that once. I was very impressed. Very impressed.
And thank you, Albert, for always setting things up. And
Albert and Jess.
Definitely.
No, it has been an incredible experience. We've given you 100% freedom to do whatever you wanted in this podcast, and it's worked out.
Yep, today
much better than I ever expected. Today was the craziest podcast.
Definitely.
Might be harsh on the ears for those who listen, but it's worth it. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for making it possible, and we'll see you next year, I guess, if not a little bit before, maybe.
Well, we won't, but we'll see you next year.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.